Okay, so I figured this would be easier than sending an email with a bunch of screenshots and files. I wanted to show you how easy it was to use the CPG data incentive tracker, because I've been having webinars and meetings, not meetings, I had a couple meetings with Full Book West, trying to figure out what the issues are with incentives, where the disconnect is, and make it easier for the sales reps, for me, for the portfolio directors, try and relieve some work off of the outer people and make it more accurate. And I think the CPG data tool incentive tool is going to change the way that we look at everything, because it sends a backup. I'm going to share my screen. It sends a backup that includes the accounts, the stores, the billing. So I logged into my enterprise portal here. This is week to date, everybody. If I go to incentives, so this is if I'm a portfolio director wanting to write an incentive. There's going to be a wine incentive. This is the one I sent us some files and screenshots of. I'm going to, it's going to load, and this is going to be test YouTube. And I want to do Full Book West, and I want all the chains in Full Book West. And so starting with February, they changed the policy of incentives, or we'll just, we'll leave it like that. That instead of every picture, every account, it's every new display and every refill, which is what counts. You can attach your presentation decks here. So open that. This is a screenshot from the Jack Academy. But this is just a test, doesn't really matter. Any additional information we want to put in there. And then let's do Simon Dobby. These are all the brands that show up. So you can have it as a list, you can have it as a tile, whatever is easier if you don't want to scroll through. So I know there's some Charles Krug. And you only want to select the ones that we have. Here's my dogs. Tiles 4. And all SKUs. We don't go down to the SKU level. And here, the displays can either have any of the brands we've selected, or it needs to have all of them. And then the display, we can do the tiered payouts. So say 1 to 5 is the first one, so 6 is 10 is that next one, and then 11 plus. We're going to pay out $2 a case, $3 a case, or $4, or you can pay out for displays. So if they just hit between those, we're just going to pay out for that display, not per case. But as you can see, it changes from there. Like it's either or. And then I forgot up here, our bill back. We're going to bill back to the supplier 100%. So I'm going to publish the incentive. So it's been successfully added. So here's our test YouTube one. So it's the same as I logged in, went to the incentives, go to test YouTube. And it tells you all the warehouses, and this is only for Full Book West right now. Any additional information, the attachments, what the payouts were in the brands. And so far from this makeup incentive, there's 1 participant, 1 total display, 1 case, and they're getting $2. We can sort by who's making the most money, number of cases, and then you can duplicate it. Enough. And we can make it for Full Book East as well. So there we go. We have Full Book East. all chains, same parameters, and we can publish the incentive. So now we have the YouTube copy, but it's for Fullbook East. And here, Michael Stevens is qualifying for that incentive, but this is the awesome part is you hit export. And here's that. This is what it spits out. So the incentive name, who it was for, when it ran, who the author was. So because I logged in and I put this in, my name's here, but whichever portfolio director logs in and puts that in is where it's going to be. The chains it applied to, bill back to supplier, just the random, and then the reward tiers. So this is just essentially the write-up. So then we go to our stats, and so Michael Stevens, he was in that tier 1 payout, but if there was any tier 2s or tier 3s, but then it's just his total payout, and then it will have all the photos just continue going on. And yes, we trust it. It brings it up. There it is, right there. And I can send that to the supplier, and they can look at every single picture that they want. Like, let me go to my downloads. So this is the Trust Jim Carroll one. It's going to have more stats in it, but this shows you like this for this fake incentive that I wrote up. Number of displays, he had 10 in tier 1, 90 cases. This is the payout. He didn't get into tier 2. And then Daniel Hartman did get into tier 2, but this is payouts. And this is their total payouts, but then all their pictures for that person is right there. So if they're like, oh, why'd this person make this much? And this is bill back 50%, but they can go and click on there. And there's the picture. So I think that's a huge asset as well. And that came from, that test one. So, I mean, if we go back, I can look at the test one again and look at more information. So this is just for Fullbook West. I just did any Minaj ones, 36 participants, 218 total displays, how many cases and how much the total reward is and how much is being billed back. That's our number 1. But you can see it change with cases, number of displays, or just by the sales rep name. And then exporting would give you that. So I just thought this would be a good way to show you how easy it was to write it. All right, I'm going to send you the link.